Hello and welcome to another Technique Tuesday with Janet's Craft Corner. Today we are going to make a faux bow. A lot of times I have lots of scraps of ribbon left and I want to be able to do something with it, but there's not enough to do bow with. So what I'm going to show you is a way to use those up. And we're going to take 6-inch strips of ribbon, and I try to do 2 of each color that I'm doing, and I usually try to do 3 or 4 different colors, and it doesn't matter if they're anything 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch, 1 inch, whatever you've got that you can mix and match. It's not a big deal to do that. So you're going to cut your strips of whatever ribbons you're using. You're going to take them all and cut them in about 6-inch pieces. You can do them in any length you want, and I probably could have gotten away with a little bit longer on this, but that's okay. And then you're going to take, and you're going to also take you a piece of smaller ribbon, preferably a thinner ribbon. I would not do much more than about an inch, inch and a half on this. This is going to be your knot. So we're going to take this and we're going to make a little knot out of it. And I think I have an 8 or 9 inch piece here. I usually have found I can't get away with much less than an 8 or 9 inch piece. And then I'm going to need my glue gun heated up. And I'm also going to need a piece of pipe cleaner. So let's get those 2 things. And I usually will cut my pipe cleaners into about thirds. Maybe I can probably get away with quarters here. So I'm going to cut this pipe cleaner into quarters. And I'm just going to use a quarter of it. So I'm going to take, I've made my knot. I'm going to take my pieces of ribbon that I've got cut to be 6 inches each, or about 6 inches each, and I'm going to take and kind of put them in X's. So I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to take the next one, and I'm not going to try to lay right on top of it. I'm going to offset slightly, but I still am going to keep that X pattern going. And then I think I want to do this one next to keep that black alternating around here. And then last but not least, I'm going to do this piece and do like this. And then what I'm going to do is take right here in the middle and just scrunch it all together. You're going to slide up underneath and kind of do it in pieces and scrunch until we get it all to come together like so. So I've got I've got a pretty good bundle of ribbon here, and I'm going to take my pipe cleaner. I'm going to go down here and be as close to the center as I can get and wrap my pipe cleaner around it. And then twist that pipe cleaner off here in the back. And depending on how many pieces of ribbon and how wide your ribbons are, you may need a little bit longer piece of pipe cleaner. But usually I can get by with just this 1/4 of one, which is probably what, a 3-inch pipe cleaner. So we'll twist that off and lay it down here. And there we've got our bundle of bow, I guess. So we've got all those pieces there. We're going to scrunch around, make sure we can kind of see all of our various layers in here. That's what we want. We want to see all those colors. And you know, you could do this in bright colors. This one I'm doing for a door hanger here, so I'm doing it in very neutral colors. Now I'm going to take my knot. Now, let me say this first. A lot of times on a faux bow, I don't do a knot. I will do, I wonder if I've got a piece of something here. But I will do a little charm of some sort and stick it right in the middle. Like here I have a butterfly that I had cut out that I had. So I just hot glue it right there in the middle. Might paint it, might not, depends on what I was doing with it. So it's just got something right in the center that might or might not be a knot. In this case, I am going to go ahead and do my knot. Okay, so to use my knot, I am actually going to take and put a little drop of glue right here in the center of my bundle. And I am going to put my knot across the top there. And that drop right there is just to hold that knot portion in the very center there, so that as I'm manipulating on the back, I don't mess around and screw that up. And then I am going to roll this around, and I'm going to take this piece and cross it over, and I'm going to cut it off right there at the center and put a little row of glue here. And then I'm going to use a silicone finger so that I don't burn my finger, because when you're using ribbon, you'll know that the heat of the glue comes through pretty fast. And lay that across there and let it sit up. there on the back. And then I'm going to take the other piece and pull it across. And again, I'm going to pull it across there. I want to not pull that off center, so it looks like I need to tighten this a little bit. Pull it up to where I've got, again, across a little past my center point, just so that I can clear my, I don't want to see this poke around behind, but I also want to make sure I've got enough there to get a good grip on the glue. And then I'm going to put another thin piece of glue there. And again, using my silicone finger, I'm going to take that and roll it down in there. And this time I made my glue thick enough that it would come around my ends, and that will keep those ends from fraying to make sure that they are sealed into that glue. Once that part is done, we're just going to turn our bow back over, and we're going to take and we're going to dovetail our ends. And to dovetail, you just fold them in half, and you cut from the bottom towards the center of that fold, creating your little dovetail corner. So we're going to dovetail each of our ends, and then our bow will be ready to go on our piece, whatever piece we're putting it on. In this case, I am going to put it on a door hanger. Like I said, this is a great way to use up extra ribbon that you've got. I save all the ends of my ribbons. You know, you use 18 to 24 inches to make even the simplest of bows. So I save all the ends when I don't have that much ribbon left over, and end up cutting it up like this to do these kind of faux bows, so that I have a collection, or I have an embellishment that I can use and use up that ribbon. And I'm pretty frugal with how I use my supplies. I'm not necessarily cheap on the supplies I buy, but I'm very frugal on how I use them. I try very hard to use up every little bit of my supplies. So I'm going to have gotten one half of this bow dovetailed for you, and rather than have you all sit on here and try to listen to me talk, I'll just kind of show you that that's what one half looks like once it's dovetailed. And you put that up here at the top, and you've got a nice bow looking embellishment for your piece, whatever piece you're getting ready to put that on. So there we go. That's how you make a faux bow for embellishing your wood crafts. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.